Hi, I'm Amanda Lynne. Subscribe to Raze.
And welcome back, everybody. My name is Raze Chaos. You've made it back to my channel. And yes, this is the final of the 3 Batman videos that, the Batman-related videos that I was going to put out. This being the final match, we're going to go ahead for the Double or Nothing weekend. We're going with Batwoman. Because I have 2 Batwomen. And they come in a variety of colors. First up, we go with the Pop Heroes line. This is the Batwoman. Batwoman was originally created due to a certain book called Seduction of the Innocent, where Frederick Wertham basically tried to take comic books and make them a... basically, it was a total witch hunt on comic books to try and say that they are the cause of juvenile delinquents. They cause children to grow up to be criminals. And one of the themes that he had was the idea of Bruce Wayne and Dick Grayson living alone in a house, just 2 men living alone, and tried to, and really pushed the homosexual overtones on there. And DC not wanting to make it basically to combat that, they put out Batwoman and Batgirl. And when I say Batgirl, I mean Bat-Girl. It's not Barbara Gordon. And so they were basically created as love interests. And when you create a character like that, yeah, when you don't put any foresight into who the character is going to be, just what it's going to be, they were basically there to make Batman and Robin seem less gay. And doomed from the start, the characters never had a chance. I believe Batgirl has survived through several different versions. I know she was in the Titans West at one point, and I know that she eventually changed into Flamebird, which I thought was a clever nod because, as I've probably mentioned before, Nightwing is actually the Kryptonian Batman, and Flamebird was the Kryptonian Robin. So having her take up that mantle, I just thought was pretty fitting, especially after he became Nightwing, that his created love interest that basically was more of a stalker than anything else went with Flamebird, even though I'm pretty sure she wouldn't know any of the significance there. We know. Or you know, because I just told you. But Batwoman herself ran a carnival or a circus or something, and she was eventually killed off by the Bronze Tiger towards the end of the Silver Age, which it was just another one of those, we need to make Bronze Tiger look mean, so we'll have him kill off this one-dimensional character that we didn't really know what to do with anyway. So eventually they decided to bring a Batwoman back into continuity. It was around 2005, 2006. They brought in Kate Kane, and in a stark contrast to the way the original character was created, she's actually a Jewish lesbian. And she's also a cousin of Bruce Wayne. She is Bruce Wayne's first cousin. I believe it's his mother's niece. And that right there is where the biggest problem I have with it is that would be immediate family. And it has nothing to do with that she's a woman and she can be a superhero. It has a thing where when Bruce Wayne was like 8, his parents were killed and he was left alone in a mansion with a butler. And apparently his mother had a brother who had a kid, and they didn't say, "Oh, he's family. We should take him in," or, "Hey, rich brother-in-law just got killed. Let's move into his house." It takes away from the orphan of Bruce Wayne a little bit, because he goes on about being a loner and everything, but it's just kind of like, why didn't this close relative make sure that he was taken care of? And Bruce is just off learning something overseas. Who cares? The little shit's rich. We'll leave him alone. He doesn't need parents. He's got money. So yeah, that's the biggest gripe, is having a relative that was that close in relation, but yet mysteriously absent from Batman's early years. I know they've retroactively tried to put it there, but when you try and retroact something like that, it doesn't really work too well. It causes more problems than it fixes. But anyway, it is a very strong character, and I am glad that she's had the success that she's had, and she's a very welcome addition to the Batman family, as she's not so much another sidekick as she is a associate, more or less. She helps Bruce Wayne on his mission, but at the same time, she's got her own life, and it's just kind of like, yeah, a little kid's an orphan. I ain't gonna fuck with him. It's cold, but that's kind of the way they treated him his whole life. But yeah, this is actually a previews exclusive. I actually picked it up at a C2E2, and yes, I'm behind, so this isn't even from the last C2E2 or the C2E2 before that. I'm really behind on these things, but we're gonna go ahead and take her out and have a look at her anyway. Ooh, because she's gonna fall anyway, so I'm gonna have to do that. So we're gonna take it out. She comes with a stand, and that was way more complicated than it needed to be. But here she is in all her glory, the fiery hair. I love the fact that she is still wearing a wig, which is really kind of a nod back to Batgirl, since they kind of made it to where Batgirl doesn't wear a wig. That's actually her hair. But yes, she wears a fiery red hair wig. I think they may have changed that just to keep, I don't know. Apparently, nobody believes that somebody can swing around on a rope all over a major city, and still be able to keep their wig on. I don't know why they would think that. I would think that would be relatively simple. Why the heck didn't they just have them do that, have that their color, or dye their hair or something? I don't know. But yeah, this is a gorgeous pop. The stand doesn't really stick on it very, very well. Yeah, I love the character design. They really knocked it out of the park as far as I'm concerned with this costume design for her, because it really is not a Batgirl, grown-up Batgirl version, which they easily could have done, made it kind of derivative of Barbara Gordon's costume. But they didn't do that. They just went full Batwoman. And honestly, if you take the relation to the evolution of the Bat family, this is closer to Terry McGinnis's Batman costume, which would make sense if it was evolving towards that, having her costume be a major influence on that instead of Batman's. So, yeah, that is very good. There's all kinds of pitfalls with the Batwoman character, because everybody has their own ideas and everybody tries to interject stuff, and which leads us to their last iteration of the character. And I do believe I just lost the stand. I will find it eventually, I'm sure. How did it get on me? Okay, troublesome. You go over there. You go over there and be good. Because we're going to talk about Ryan Wilder, which is a Funko exclusive, Funko Shop exclusive. which is really cool. I like it when they do this kind of stuff because the Batwoman TV series pretty much started off in a place and pretty much went downhill right off the bat. Aside from the general, they're making a Batwoman series, which you knew was going to catch some heat, but replacing the main character after the first season didn't help it at all. Which that was due to the actress not wanting to be Batwoman for a second season, and they wanted to keep the show going. And I don't mind that they did that. I think they could have done with a little bit more thought into it, because basically Ryan Wilder is just wandering around a plane wreck and finds the Batwoman costume and says, "I haven't put this on." I would think that you had to work a little harder to become a superhero than that, but it is what it is. The other big problem I had with the TV series was, even with the Kate Kane being Batwoman, they couldn't have a Gotham City that had a Batman in it if they were going to do Batwoman. Why not? It's a big place. And so Batman's gone, so she has to pick up the Batmantle, and she picks up the Batmantle later, Ryan Wilder. And honestly, it, even watching it, you see the potential all the way through the series. You see the potential, what they could do with this. You know, even changing the lead. You know, new character. Okay, let's get her backstory. They could make her into her own thing, but no, they put it through a little funnel and they wouldn't let it expand from there. And what they did expand with made little to no sense, including at some point this woman who walked around a plane crash and grabbed this somehow ends up being the majority controlling shareholder of Wayne Enterprises or Wayne Foundation, whatever it is in the series. It's just like, man, if I knew that was going to happen, I'd start wandering around plane crashes more often. I get to be a superhero and I get to be the CEO of a company. But I digress. We're going to check this out. We're going to check out the Ryan Wilder Batwoman, which is honestly, seeing this, I really like this design. I mean, it is, you can see the comic book design right here, even though she's still going to give me problems. And then based on the movie, this is kind of a version of the original Batwoman suit from the first season, and it's altered for her. And yeah, I mean, it just, to me, it takes it far enough away from the comic book version to be its own thing. Unfortunately, they didn't do it with the character, and that's probably why it didn't last a fourth season. But yeah, just looking at it, I'm just like, they could not have designed this better. The boots, the belt, the cape, everything just looks so good, because it takes this a step further. And I love the added touch that the bottom of her hair is dyed red. Though I don't remember exactly if that's just another wig going on. But I would think if this was her normal hair, having to change the change the bottom of her hair red when she goes out would be problematic, and having it like that all the time would be a dead giveaway. But yes, these are the two Batwomen, and I try not to be too negative on it because I love the idea of the characters, and obviously I loved them enough to get both of them. And yeah, that's how we go. That wraps up our Batwoman Double or Nothing weekend, and that wraps up the last couple Batman related videos that I was going to do. It just kind of ended up that way. I knew I was getting the Batman Metal or the Dark Knight Metal box, and I just kind of took the opportunity to show off some Bat related characters that yeah, makes it a little bit better when you group them together. So I'm gonna go ahead and get out of here. Let me know which. I'm not gonna ask you which you prefer, the comic book version or the TV version, because there is a huge handicap there. But I'm just going to talk about the costume design, you know, the character design. Which do you prefer? Because I love them both, but I do believe that the Ryan Wilder Batwoman looked better than the first season Batwoman. I thought she looked a lot better in the costume, but I wouldn't replace the comic version of her. I wouldn't replace the comic with her, but she was a great. She did add something to the series, even though they tried not to let her add anything. I'm gonna stop talking about the Batwoman series, or I'm just gonna start being negative about it, because that's kind of how I am. I love the shows, but I just don't like what they do with things. Got cursed with the Arrowverse. Let them out of there. The time has passed. But I'm gonna get out of here. Let me know which pop you like better, and give the like if you enjoyed this video, and never forget that life is full of odd moments, and you never know when you're going to be defined.